Hi there, I hope you're doing fine. My name is John. Please welcome to my 2 Cents podcast. This is my 5th episode. If this is your first time here, welcome to Joanne's 2 Cents podcast, where we talk about all things growth, self-discovery, unsolicited conscious conversations that push us to live fulfilling, intentional life. So let's get started with today's episode and what it's all about. So from our last episode, if you haven't listened, I recommend that you do, so that today's episode makes the sense it's intended to. So from our last episode, we talked about being able to find the job that you're looking for. But then while I was recording that episode, I had the thought, I'm like, what about people who are actually not interested in the whole 8 to 5, get a job kind of lifestyle? What if someone wants to start up a small business, the informal sector? What if someone wants to run both their full-time job and a side gig? What if someone didn't have the opportunity to be able to pursue school, or maybe you finish school and then you still fail to find a job, but now you're more interested in starting up your own small business? So our episode today is dedicated to people that are in that headspace: small businesses, small startups, side hustles, self-employment. So here is what you should expect from today's episode. I am going to share my own experience with whatever happened with my small business journey, side hustles, gigs. Then we'll brainstorm a few business ideas that I think are actually more that would be a good idea to try out today, and then tips to be able to excel at that small business or side gig that you're interested in starting out. Okay, so before we get started, I thought it's important that I mention that these tips, the things we're going to talk about, are more of a conversation. It's not expert advice. It's not a blueprint to a successful business guide. It's more of what I have shared from friends. I have so many friends that run small businesses that they run themselves. Some of these tips are from my own hands-on experience. So I hope you're open-minded to know that what worked for person X in location X may not work for person Y in location Y. So if you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so as of today, August 26th, that's the date I'm recording this episode, 2022. Especially for the people in Uganda, I'm going to use the Ugandan market scene, yeah, because at least that's where I'm based, and that's what I'm so sure of, yeah. There's so many businesses, there's so many young people doing so many things, which is so brilliant to see that at least we're not sitting and waiting for someone to come and save us. There's so many people doing retail businesses, product businesses. Some people are selling their own skill set, something they have off mind. Some people are actually retailing products that are already made. Yeah, like you find someone selling bags, another one selling shoes, sneakers. I mean, there is so much going on, which is a brilliant idea to see. But before you start any business, please do your research. If you're selling shoes, if you plan on selling shoes or bags or juice or a product, let's say you're planning on making bushera, or bushera is a local drink here. But whatever business it is, please do your research. I know this is an obvious one, but I thought I should actually start with it. Do your research, do a feasibility study. For people that have done entrepreneurship, this simply means you kind of assess how successful your business idea is most likely to turn out. Because I mean, yes, there is a risk of losing, but then you do the feasibility study of like how high are its chances of survival. Yeah, so do your research. Are there people that are selling that product already in your location? If they are, how can you do the same thing but in a different way? So do your research about your idea. Okay, so let's assume you've done your research. Now your idea is still in place, yeah? You've done a feasibility study, you realize in your location there is no one doing that similar thing, and you see a real opportunity now. The next thing you want to do is check if your product or service does provide value for money. because no one wants to be spending off their money for something that doesn't return value when they give off their money. Is it solving a problem? Usually these are the most businesses that survive a lot more. So scratch your head, have sleepless nights, look into your community and find a way of solving a problem in a society. That way, when I'm giving you my money, I'm like, wow, that's something we actually needed. Value for money. You get the money, we consume your service. As simple as that. The other day, I actually was thinking through it. I'm like, actually, people outside countries don't do laundry as a chore. Like, you don't have to prepare for laundry. And then a big percentage of people here actually do hire someone to do their laundry or actually do the laundry themselves. Very few people actually do take their clothes for there's so many laundry services of late where you drop off and then pick them later. Then maybe a few people have them in their homes. Now that, I think I posted it on my status a few days ago, and then someone said we need to open a what was the word? A laundrette. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. But yes, look into society, look at people's patterns, their consumer behavior, study their behavior. If you're a business person, you learn these things, how people spend, how they consume, how often. Study that and you'll have a business idea that solves a problem and does provide value for money. This is very important. I think it's just a life rule, yeah. Whatever it is you're doing, at least have passion about it. Like, you have to be passionate about it, yeah. It has to do with everything, whether you're starting a family or you're getting a job or you're starting your own business. That passion goes a long way than you getting money out of it, because passion will take you through the hard days. Because trust me, self-employment, running a business is not a walk in the park. It tests you, it tests how down you'd go for it. So you want to have a passion about it. Has to be something that actually you like. Starting a small business, another thing I realized, it requires you to network. You need to be willing to go out there and meet new people and tell different people about whatever business it is you're doing. So if you're an introvert, someone that likes to be in their space and not talk to people, you may want to think twice about starting a business, because usually I don't think there is any other business that requires you to be in your own space. So whatever it is, you want to be able to tell more people about it, spread the word, make as many friends as you can. That way, everyone starts spreading the word. Hey, by the way, Joanne sells this, Joanne does that, Joanne does very nice juice. Be extroverted enough, be outgoing, spread the word, make as many friends as you can. Commitment. This, just like passion, goes around all life. I don't think there is anything that you can do in this life and be excellent at it without committing to it. Businesses require commitment. My God, I cannot stress it enough. If you're someone who is 50-50, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you're going to make losses when you invest in a business that you're not going to commit at. Because businesses, my God, commit, be consistent at it. It will take you probably 6 to 8 months for you to be to be known for something. Let's say if you're selling juice, I like to keep using juice as an example because I sold juice before. So it will take you a period of about 6 to 8 months to act, or 4, depending on how well you market yourself and put yourself out there. 3 to 6 months to be someone, like to be a go-to person. Do you need shoes? Go to Joanne. Do you need hair? Go to Sandra. Do you need this? Go to so and so. So commit at it consistently, yeah? Because if you're passionate about it, eventually you will. So have a reason as to why you're starting. I get most of it is usually because you want to make extra income or you want to make the money out of it, but these things actually at some point go beyond just the money, yeah? So combined with passion, you realize you have to nurture it day by day. Even on the days it doesn't go as you expected it, you stick through with it. You nurture it like your baby, yeah? That's when the passion comes in. Like, you understand that it's gonna be a process, one day at a time. to actually build a brand name for whatever business it is that you're selling. Yeah. In addition to marketing yourself and being an outgoing person to spread the word about your business, it is important that I emphasize that you embrace social media. Yeah. Social media today is like everything, really. The internet is A and Z, as in it's the alpha and omega of sales, communication, and everything it is that you want to put out there. So embrace it. If you're someone who just has your smartphone for your personal social media and blah blah blah, you may want to start watching YouTube tutorials on how to market your small businesses. Yeah. So embrace it. Adjust that. There's so many, because the social media that was there by 2020 is not the same that's there today. So there's so many new trends that keep popping up all the time. Stay updated, be ready to learn, so that you stay ahead and stay in the face of your clients. Yeah. So social media, technology, the internet, use it productively. I think I mentioned this in our episodes before, that the world is evolving at a very fast rate, that if you don't know how to use technology, to use the computer, you only have your smartphone where you spend the day posting selfies and trolling people on the internet, you're in for, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but the world is definitely going to leave you behind, especially if you're an ambitious person that still has dreams to chase. You want to stay ahead of it because you don't know what tomorrow brings. Workplaces are embracing tech, and so embrace it too. Oh, by the way, about social media, I think I speak for so many people when I say this. While you're marketing your products on social media, include the price tag. Don't ask people to come to your DM to inquire how much you're selling your shoe or your bag. It is such a turn off when someone, let's say, lands on your very nice shoes and then there is no price tag, and then probably you're too confident and you included DM for price. No. I know some people say when you mention the price, you scare off potential customers. Not really, you don't, because potential customers are actually interested in knowing the price. So yeah. So that I feel even helps you to skim through. It helps you sieve through which people are coming to you, so that when a person, by the time they land into your DM, they already know they are capable of either buying or not. Yeah. So save everyone's time, your time, your potential client's time, and include your price tag clearly. Just to throw more light on marketing your product, so since you're starting out, it becomes really hard for you to be able to afford a physical address. So usually what I've noticed, that most people have a very beautiful social media presence. That way they sell off their products. So when you need something, they just do a delivery, which is actually a brilliant idea. That's why I keep uploading the 21st century kids, that it's so brilliant to see them pull off things like this. So if you're someone starting out, work on your social media presence and let it be as appealing as your product is. Yeah. So adapt to new trends that come with social media. Like I said, in 2020, the trends on social media were way different from what we have now. So much has changed. Then you'd post just a photo of yourself on, let's say, Instagram and get like 200 likes. Lately you post it and you can barely make 50. But when you post a video today, so many people are likely to see it. And then as I am seeing things evolve, posting a video is not enough. You need to include text, because people are on their phones a lot of time. And then probably they are with their phones even in the wrong places. So they're not going to turn on the audio. They would rather read on your screen while they're watching the video, and they don't like long text. So all these tips here about social media, read, do your research, find best ways on how your particular product, because how we are marketing juice is not going to be the same way we are marketing clothes. Yeah. So do your research, see how best you can place your product into other people's faces. Another thing, you want to see what other people are doing, especially the successful ones. Let's say if I am selling juice, I will tell you the story about why I keep using juice as an example. It's because I actually sold juice as a small business about a year or two ago. Yeah, so let's say a big business like Minute Maid, they make juice. You want to see what bigger brands are doing. Yeah, copy, but don't like copy and paste. Like copy and then fine tune it to fit your product, so that because even your clients themselves won't feel they'll just feel like you're a copycat. No one wants a copycat. They want, of course, they'll see it and then they're like, oh, we saw this with Minute Maid, but this is different. So see what other bigger people are doing and imitate them accordingly. Yeah. Another thing I'd recommend is make partnerships, because when someone, let's say if you're a person that's selling shoes, people don't put on shoes when they're naked, right? So they do wear shoes when they're putting on like a nice jean or like a nice beautiful dress. So you may want to partner with similar businesses that are in the same category. Yeah? So you may partner with someone that sells clothes or someone that sells jewelry, or if a person that's doing dresses, partner with someone that does hair. Find a way to connect, so that way their customers, your customers come together, which is combined sales. You never know. The other person that's buying shoes is probably looking for a place to buy the dress, but they don't know where to go. Yeah. So do more partnerships, more clients. You get to meet new people. It's a win-win situation for both businesses. Yeah. So be open to the idea. I get the whole. Most of the times they're all like competing and trying to like make a living, but usually collaboration does a lot more of impact in the future than just trying to make a day sales. Yeah. So get together as young people who are doing business and see ways of how best you can, maybe like launch a campaign, or like you buy a shoe, you get a free dress, or like you buy a free dress, get a free shoe, whatever it is, yeah, whatever works best for your budget. Okay, so this is important. I know you're wondering, she's going on all about all these ideas, but where do we get the money to start? Yes, finances. If you're in position to have your family, friends, or relatives outsource funds for you to kickstart your business, that's brilliant. You're very blessed. If you're not in position, I wouldn't recommend loans, because you can't know. Yeah, you can't know that you'll be able to get the money back and pay it off. The other idea would be to talk to a few of your friends. Yeah, if you have close friends that are in position to be able to kickstart you. Yeah. Talk to a few friends and let them know that maybe I'm starting out a business and this is what I'll be doing. Let me know if there is anything you can do don't beg, but you want to study the person. Are they the kind of enterprising that would be willing to invest in you or something? I say this because my first professional commercial blender, I got it from a friend. When I was starting out, I think I started with my home use blender, and it was getting outworked, yeah, because you're making like 3-4 jerrycans of juice in a day, and it's built for home use. So I talked to a friend one time and they bought me a commercial blender. So talk to your friends, bless him. I hope he plays this, but to find friends within your circle that will not mock you when you ask. Yeah, friends that will understand you're starting out and you need help and it could change your whole life around. Yeah. So another thing I would mention, I think we've all seen this around, business showers. If you're in position to organize one, please do. You have no idea how much you'd get from people that are of support to you through a business shower instead of a baby shower. Yeah. There is so much that we can say about small businesses. I'm sure there is so much I've left out, but if you do your research prior and talk to different people and do in-depth analysis of whatever idea it is that you want to start out, I'm sure you'll learn so much. But these were just tips to help you head start. Yeah. So in my own experience, since I've done businesses before, I did Daddies, then I did Sellos. When I did the Daddies thing, which was I think my first idea, I was at campus, you're starting out. By the time I did university, I really didn't have money. I was like very broke. Yeah, like, you finish school, you have zero plans, you don't know if your parents will even afford the millions they pay at university. I was really in a blank space where I didn't know how I was going to start. Well, fortunately, I got a scholarship through sports, and then I was able to start out. But now my mom was actually covering the other payments, but then I somehow couldn't afford the money to do like my nails. Like at campus, everyone is doing their nails, doing their hair, buying new clothes every week, changing shoes. and then there was me. So I thought I should actually start selling daddies. It would like help me like survive. Anyway, I didn't know how much I was hoping to get out, but I wanted to like find a way of making my own money. Yeah? So the daddies thing didn't last so long, but then, well, I did it. It turned out great. I would do the whole procedure of making daddies really mandazi. Yeah? Daddies are mandazi here, the small ones. So I remember I told my mom about it. I'd always tell her, so that she doesn't have to worry that I am over here and struggling. And yeah, so I'd tell her, and I remember she would be like, the oil is going to burn you or something. And then with time, I think I kind of just stopped, because I really don't remember why I stopped anyway. Well, the next business that I did was, I think, about a year or two ago. I was selling juice. I think now I think at this point I had met most of you that are listening in. Yes, yeah. So the juice business was as it started as a joke. Yeah, I used to make juice at home. So when I'd have friends over, a friend would make a joke, by the way, John, you make really nice juice, you should start selling it and blah blah blah. So of course, even now I think the juice business was after campus. There is such a long time from the time you finish school to the time you graduate to the time you get your transcript. It was about 1.5 years. All that time I was unemployed. It's such a hard journey. That's why I'm saying I really get it. If you're in that headspace where you're stuck, you don't know what to do first and last. While you're young, it's important for you to try out as many options as possible to see what works for you. It also helps you to grow. Yeah, so I did the juice thing. I think I don't remember the exact time I started doing it, but then when at that time too, I was done with school. I didn't want to go back to Fort Portal, because now when you finish school, your mom is like, I cannot pay your rent anymore. So I started selling juice. So the juice was really going well. It's such a procedure. That's why I mentioned that you have to be very committed at it, consistent at it. I used to do my marketing on Twitter mostly, and I think 95% of my clients were all from social media, people I've actually never met. So it is very important that you master social media very well, because it can do so much apart from merely posting selfies or like trolling people or like laughing at memes. There is so much you can get off social media if you're actually intentional about it. Yeah. I remember when I started, I was really excited. Like you have, like I mentioned, you nurture it. It feels like such a baby. It's something you're very passionate about. I was on Pinterest googling packaging ways, how to brand it. I got a friend to help me get stickers to put on my bottles. If I am not mistaken, and I am not bragging, I think if not the first, I was among the first people that had the whole juice packaging rebranded. I was doing plastic bottles and then glass bottles. I would go to downtown myself. Like I was doing all that work by myself. That's why it is important that you're passionate about it, because it's gonna rip off you more than what a normal 8 to 5 job would take from you. You have to do the alpha and the omega of everything in that business. So I'd go to downtown, buy the packaging, go to the market, buy the fruits, go to the shops, buy the sugar, boil the water, let it cool, put it in the fridge, then cut up the fruits, blend them, sieve them, package them, put them back in the fridge, and go meet a client. It is such a project, and this is only for just juice. Now the people that do shoes, bags, the importation, my God, small businesses are not a walk in the park. If you're not committed, if you're not going to be consistent about it, you're going to make losses with your money. So make sure before you start, you check yourself. Are you willing to go the extra mile? That's why actually most people prefer to be employed. Do 8 to 5, go home, do something else. But businesses, a client could call you at 5 in the evening and they let you know, I'm meeting up my friend and I need juice. You're not going to say no, yeah? Because that way they will not come back to you. So the juice turned out great. I did make sales. I think until the fruits became very expensive, it was really taking so much of me. It's exhausting, yeah. It can be very exhausting. It takes time, but then there's a time fruits really hiked, and then the cost of the cost of production that I was inputting wasn't the profit I was getting out. And then I reached a time when I was really just good at it. I think I had several people ask me, hey, what's up? Why did you stop selling the juice? And then I figured I really didn't have any responses, because I mean, I can't just sell this. Like, that's not all there is to me about life and whatever it is I aspire to become and all that I want to do with my life. Yeah. So then that phase closed, and then now I figured that I actually want to grow my career, my skill set, the things I want to do. Yeah. So it's always good to experiment, to put yourself up there, because you learn so much. You learn so much from those small startups you actually bring to life by yourself. You learn patience, you learn endurance, resilience. My God, I could go on and on. So small businesses are not a joke. Wait, did I mention that you have to be ready for losses? Yes, I can't leave without mentioning that. You have to open your mind to know that what if it doesn't work out? Like, have that fallback plan, yeah? Like, be ready for things to not go your way, because on some days they eventually will. That days I made juice, and then it is a very shiny bright morning, and then by 11 or 12 it pours heavily and you have cold juice. On such a day, you have to convince yourself enough not to give up, because that happens in businesses, the good days and the bad days. Yeah. So at the end, we're really just trying to find something to do with our lives. Yeah. You're trying this and that. So you could be doing a side business while you have a full-time job, or you're someone who has fully committed to self-employment. Please do your research. Make enough research as you can, so that you're the best at it on all angles: marketing, branding, positioning yourself, consistency, presentation. Do your research. The internet has so much information, because with everything going on over there, I think we only use about 5% of what is out there. So take time and invest it into learning. Equip yourself with enough knowledge. Take your time at whatever it is venture that you're looking at, and make sure you don't go back home. Yeah, to Damchalo. Yeah, so at the end of the day, we are all really trying to find something to do with our lives, especially young people. Yeah, this podcast is especially for young people who are just figuring things out. You're fresh out of campus, you don't know what to do first. Don't be afraid to try out everything, because at that point, it is really okay to try employment, to try self-employment, or to do both, or to try out a talent or a skill, or learning a new skill. Whatever it is, throw your mind at it. If you manage your full-time job and your side gig, you're awesome. Remember, the goal is to be the best version of ourselves, because you don't become the best version of yourself until you keep trying out different options. Let's say when you go dress shopping, you try out several options. Yeah, so feel free to try out as many things that there is to do, as much as you can. Yeah, it helps you, because they say you can't know until you try. You can't say you don't drink alcohol until you try it, and you're like, oh my God, I can't do that. So feel free to try, because you do not want to spend the rest of your life wondering, what if I tried self-employment? I'm not saying if you've never tried it, go and try it. If it's something that was never drawn to you, then it's totally fine. But if it's something you're thinking of trying and you're still afraid and second guessing yourself, and you're capable of, and you're in position to, let's say you have the finances, the opportunity, please do, because you never know. It could be the game changer that you've been always waiting for. Yeah. Well, thank you for listening in. I hope this episode was a value addition to you. If you found it very helpful and you know a friend that's trying to start out a business, please share it with them. If you have any additions or any objections, please feel free to contact me or reach out on my social media. It is an open conversation. Like I said, I am no expert. I am only sharing from my personal experiences and those of my friends. So see you next time. Thank you for your time. Stay safe. Bye.